Hello, passionate Celtic FC fans. This is Celtic Central News, your exclusive source for Celtic updates. Before we kick off, we appreciate the incredible support. If you love Celtic, subscribe now, hit like, and let's build this community together. Now, on to the latest news. A warm welcome to new subscribers. Your support is crucial. Hail, hail! The football world has been buzzing with speculation and quiet whispers for weeks, but now the news is finally out. Ben Godfrey has been announced as the latest signing for Celtic. The rumour mills had been spinning endlessly, with fans and pundits alike trying to piece together the hints dropped in interviews, social media teasers, and subtle nods from the club's management. For months, every defensive wobble, every tactical shift, and every hint of transfer strategy seemed to point towards this inevitable acquisition. Godfrey's arrival at Celtic is not just another signing. It represents a statement of intent, a declaration that the club is looking to reinforce their defense with a player who combines raw athleticism with a keen footballing brain. Those in the know had long whispered that Celtic was scouting defenders who could offer pace, strength, and the versatility to adapt to multiple systems, and Godfrey fits that mold perfectly. The rumours even suggested that several other clubs were circling, hoping to snatch him before Celtic could finalise the deal. But the Hoops' persistence and clear vision for their squad ultimately sealed the deal. Fans across the country are now debating how his presence might alter defensive strategies and potentially shift the balance of power in domestic competitions, adding another layer of excitement to an already electrified atmosphere around the team. There is a peculiar kind of tension and anticipation when a club announces a signing of this magnitude, particularly in the Scottish Premiership, where defensive solidity is often considered the backbone of success. Godfrey's skill set has long been admired by scouts, analysts, and opposing managers, and yet there was always speculation as to whether he would make the leap to a club like Celtic. The chatter suggested that the move wasn't just about his abilities on the pitch, but also about his potential to become a figurehead for a new defensive philosophy. Inside sources hinted that Celtic's coaching staff had been impressed not only by his physical attributes, such as his speed and strength, but also by his ability to read the game and initiate plays from the back. The rumours were amplified when insiders reported that multiple meetings had taken place behind closed doors, with discussions not only about contract terms, but also about his role within the squad's broader tactical blueprint. Now, fans eagerly dissected every social media post, every offhand comment by club officials, and every subtle hint from Godfrey himself, building expectations that ranged from cautious optimism to near euphoric excitement. And now that the signing is official, the conversations have taken on a new life, with supporters speculating about his integration, potential partnerships in central defence, and the immediate impact he could have on a team already renowned for its resilience and attacking flair. Speculation about Ben Godfrey's influence on Celtic's defensive line has become almost a sport in itself, with fans poring over match footage from his previous teams, analysing positioning, tackling precision, and the timing of his interceptions. The whispers around town suggested that there was a deliberate strategy behind the signing aimed at balancing youth and experience, aggression and calm composure, in order to create a defensive unit that could withstand the rigours of both domestic and European campaigns. Observers noted that Godfrey's pace could provide a critical counter to quick wingers, while his strength in aerial duels could neutralise threats in set-piece situations. Rumors even hinted that the club's leadership sees him as more than a player. He could be a central piece in a cultural shift, encouraging a more proactive and aggressive defensive approach. The excitement among supporters is palpable, with debates over whether Godfrey will be paired with established defenders or if his inclusion might prompt tactical reshuffles that could redefine Celtic's playing style. In the pubs, online forums, and fan chats, speculation ranges from realistic projections of immediate impact to fantastical scenarios where Godfrey becomes the cornerstone of a dynasty. Yet despite all this analysis, the truth remains tantalizingly just out of reach, leaving fans suspended in a state of eager anticipation for the first glimpses of his performances in the hoop's colours. The undercurrent of intrigue surrounding this transfer is amplified by the subtle signals from the club itself. Celtic's official announcement was carefully worded, neither overstating Godfrey's potential impact nor downplaying his significance, leaving plenty of room for speculation. Insiders suggested that the timing of the announcement, coupled with selective media engagements, was part of a broader strategy to build a narrative around him, creating a buzz that extends beyond simple footballing considerations. Fans have been quick to latch on to every visual clue, from training photos to interviews with coaching staff, trying to deduce what his arrival might signal about tactical adjustments, team chemistry, and even future transfers. Rumors even circulated that Godfrey's signing could trigger a domino effect, with other potential recruits or departures influenced by this key acquisition. The excitement is particularly acute because it touches on more than just footballing logic. It taps into the storytelling, myth-making, and emotional investment that characterizes the modern fan experience. Every angle, every whisper, every speculation thread contributes to a rich tapestry of expectation that both energizes supporters and exerts subtle pressure on the player himself, who is now stepping into a spotlight sharpened by months of anticipation and conjecture. Insiders have also hinted that the choice of Godfrey was influenced by his adaptability, something that is highly valued in the context of modern football, where tactical fluidity can often make or break a season. Rumors suggested that Celtic were seeking a player who could seamlessly transition between a high defensive line and more conservative setups, someone whose awareness and intelligence on the ball would allow the team to maintain balance even in high-pressure situations. Fans have speculated endlessly about possible defensive pairings, debating whether Godfrey's strengths might complement existing players or whether his integration would require reshuffling positions and responsibilities across the backline. Social media has become a playground for such conjecture, with supporters analyzing every aspect of past performances, from recovery runs to aerial duels, in an attempt to forecast the synergy he might create with the current squad. The chatter has become almost as compelling as the actual matches themselves, highlighting how a single acquisition can ripple through fan communities, tactical conversations, and even media narratives. Every rumor, every whisper adds to the mystique surrounding Godfrey's arrival, and with each passing day, anticipation builds for the moment when speculation finally meets reality on the pitch, where theory will collide with execution in front of an expectant fan base. Even the casual observer has been drawn into the wave of curiosity and excitement that surrounds Godfrey's move to Celtic, as pundits, bloggers, and commentators speculate endlessly about his potential impact. The rumor trail has been as intricate as any tactical analysis, tracing back through scouting reports, personal interviews, and even subtle gestures made during training sessions. Conversations about Godfrey have moved from purely athletic considerations to discussions about leadership qualities, personality, and how he might influence locker room dynamics. The speculation is layered, with every new detail inviting further conjecture and debate, creating an almost mythic aura around the player's arrival. In this way, the signing functions not just as a footballing decision, but as a narrative event, a catalyst for discussion, a subject for analysis, and a point of emotional engagement for supporters who are eager to see whether reality will match the lofty expectations built by weeks of careful rumour, chatter, and insider hints. Celtic, through this signing, has managed to capture not only the attention of its own fan base, but the wider footballing world, setting the stage for a period of intense observation, endless discussion, and relentless anticipation as everyone waits to witness the impact of Ben Godfrey in green and white. Speculation surrounding Ben Godfrey's role at Celtic has already begun to dominate conversations both in the stands and across social media platforms, with fans debating endlessly about how he might transform the defensive dynamics of the team. Insiders have hinted that his signing is part of a more intricate strategy, one that goes beyond simply plugging gaps in the backline. Rumors suggest that Celtic's coaching staff have been envisioning a system where Godfrey's pace and reading of the game allow for greater flexibility, enabling fullbacks to push forward without leaving the defense exposed. The conversations in online forums are filled with animated projections, with supporters analyzing how his presence might influence pressing patterns, defensive shape, and even transitional play. Some speculate that Godfrey could become the linchpin of a more aggressive, counter-pressing philosophy, while others imagine him as a stabilizing figure, providing calmness and assurance in moments of pressure. The murmurings suggest that the coaching staff are excited by his dual capacity to defend robustly while also contributing to build up play, hinting at a broader tactical evolution. Even casual observers have started to form opinions, dissecting clips of his previous performances and noting his strengths in anticipation, tackling, timing, and recovery runs. It seems almost every angle of his game is being debated, with conjecture evolving into a kind of collective fan analysis that rivals professional scouting reports in depth and intensity. Before we proceed, subscribe to our channel and enable notifications to receive all exclusive news about Celtic FC. Don't miss any details about your favorite team. It's extremely important for Celtic FC fans. Another layer to the speculation involves how Godfrey's arrival might affect squad dynamics and the pecking order within the defensive unit. Rumors circulating among insiders suggested that existing defenders are preparing for a period of adjustment, as tactical instructions may shift to accommodate his skill set. Fans are debating which partnerships might form and whether this signing signals a move towards a more rotation-based system where players are deployed based on opponent characteristics rather than fixed hierarchies. The Whisper Network has even floated theories that Godfrey's leadership qualities, calm demeanor, and communication skills might influence younger defenders, elevating the overall cohesion and composure of the backline. Discussions online have grown increasingly nuanced, considering not just his individual performance, but the ripple effect on team morale, training intensity, and competitive spirit among players. Supporters have speculated endlessly about possible formations, pairing options, and whether Godfrey's inclusion could permit a more adventurous approach from the fullbacks, freeing them to join attacks without sacrificing defensive stability. Even pundits on radio shows and podcasts have jumped into the fray, debating whether Celtic's recruitment of Godfrey reflects a shift towards a more modern, proactive, defensive philosophy. The rumour mill continues to churn, highlighting how a single signing can spark complex, layered debates that extend far beyond mere footballing analysis into the realm of strategy, psychology, and fan imagination. Adding to the intrigue are murmurs regarding potential European campaigns where Godfrey's pace and positional awareness might be seen as essential against faster, more technically proficient opposition. Observers have speculated that Celtic's leadership anticipates more rigorous challenges and that the signing of a player like Godfrey is a proactive measure designed to future-proof the defense against a variety of tactical threats. Rumors suggest that analysts have studied his performances in detail, noting how his anticipatory movements, aerial prowess, and composure under pressure could be decisive in tight, continental fixtures. The chatter has led fans to imagine scenarios where Godfrey's interventions prevent crucial goals, where his recovery runs thwart dangerous counterattacks, and where his passing initiates rapid transitions from defense to attack. Such speculation, while not grounded in immediate observation, has nonetheless generated a wave of excitement and expectation, with supporters eagerly awaiting the first glimpses of him in action under Celtic colours. Conversations online range from tactical breakdowns to fanciful narratives of heroic performances, creating a sense of myth around his arrival even before he steps onto the pitch. A combination of curiosity, anticipation, and hope has transformed the simple fact of his signing into a cultural event within the fan community, elevating discussion to an almost ritualistic level of engagement. The buzz around Godfrey has also given rise to a wider debate about the nature of modern transfers and the role of hype, speculation, and media management in shaping fan perception. Rumors suggested that Celtic were careful not to release full details immediately, allowing the anticipation to build and fostering a sense of mystery around his signing. The speculation feeds itself as fans dissect every snippet of information from cryptic social media posts to interviews with coaching staff, and every tiny observation is magnified into a narrative about his potential impact. This cycle of anticipation has become almost as important as the signing itself, creating an environment in which expectations, hope, and rumor merge into a shared cultural experience. Fans have speculated endlessly about his personality, work ethic, and adaptability, imagining how he might integrate into the dressing room and contribute to the overall ethos of the team. Even casual supporters have found themselves drawn into the discussion, analyzing his past performances in excruciating detail and projecting possible scenarios for his role. The buzz reflects more than just footballing interest. It speaks to the emotional investment supporters place in narrative, identity, and collective imagination. In this way, Godfrey's arrival is not merely a tactical addition, but a catalyst for conversation, debate, and speculation that reverberates far beyond the pitch itself. Hello, fan. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel, as it means a lot to Celtic FC. Also, share your opinion about the news in the comments below. See you in the next video.